What's cracking, YouTube? This is ChainLink1TIJS here, and as promised earlier today in my previous video, I'm bringing to you guys a PSY-Frame deck profile. That's right, PSY-Frames. I got this deck literally the day it came out, and I got it like all three Omegas for really cheap. Two of which are in this deck. One's in my Infernoids because I still have Infernos because Infernos are the tits. Yeah. But anyways, I really enjoy this deck because y'all know me. I love trolling people. I just like saying the word negated. There's just something about that word that just makes me feel good, man. Just makes me feel good to say negated. Alright, without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? Let's start the main deck. Starting off, 3 PSY-Frame drivers. Why 3, you ask? I mean, look at it. It's a level 6 normal monsters. Gang got no effects. And you need a tribute summon it to summon it if you want to summon it the improper way, of course. It's like, well, then it's all recyclable, right? It's like every single one of the PSY-Frames summons this from hand, deck, or graveyard. Why you run 3? Well, let me tell you why I run 3. If one gets banished, let's say you only run 2. One gets banished, you only have 1 to work with. And if your opponent like DD crows that shit or just does something to it, bam, you got no more. Fuck. Especially if you only have 1. If this gets banished, you cannot play Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's why you run 3. You run 3 because, well, if something happens to one of them, you still have 2 more. That's why you run 3. And then it's the reason why you're able to play the deck. Without this card, you can't play the deck. After that, I've got 1, 2, 3, my favorite monster. Gamma. Gamma is the tits. Just negate any monster effect from anywhere, so long as you have no monsters on your field. And it's a level 2 tuner, so it's just a really powerful card because monster effect negation and destroy is really strong right now. Like, and negating monster effect is pretty powerful. And then the fact they get to destroy it too is pretty nutty as fuck too. So that's why this card's good. It's really good. It's a must 3 of. After that, the other cool card, Valk on steroids, Beta. This is your level 1 tuner that negates an attack, destroys that monster, and then ends the battle phase. That's powerful. Always want to have this in your hand, especially against OTK decks. This is amazing. It's like Valk all over again, but even more powerful. So, and it's a level 1, so it goes into your level 7 synchro monsters. Because that's basically what this deck is. It's level 7 and level 8 synchro spam. After that, you run 3 alphas. Alpha is the searcher of your deck. This searches every single PSY-Frame card in your deck when your opponent would normal or special a monster, except for itself. That's about it. It's also a level 1 tuner, so this goes to your level 7 synchros. And that's why you run 3, because search power is pretty strong. Consistency. It's all about that consistency. This creates it. This is what creates the consistency, and that's why you run 3. After that, I have 2 deltas. I used to run 3, but now I just run 2. Just put space for other shit. And once again, the way the deck is built, it's all the monsters are recyclable. So I'd rather the reason why most people would run 2 anyways, because they need to make room for max C's, but unfortunately I don't own max C's. But I need a room for other shit, and so 2 of these is just fine. So it doesn't matter. I'll just put 2. I can manage with 2. And then for the PSY-Frames, the last of them is 1 Epsilon. This is the one that negates traps. And, well, 9 times out of 10 when the opponent activates a trap card, you have a monster on the field. So you can't really use it that much. So this is for like those like floodgates and shit. When you have no monsters, you just be like, bam. Because you could be like chain one of your other ones, and they chain vanities. You just be like chain, and you get special in both. And something I recently discovered that's really fucking broken, which I'll explain to you when I get to in more detail, is with the field spell, is that if you summon multiples of these fuckers, you can synchro summon using all the materials. So you can basically summon two different synchro monsters and shit, which is fucking broke. I used to thought it mistimed for one of the pair, but nah, apparently it doesn't. And that's it for the PSY-Frame monsters. For the non-PSY-Frame monsters, I run 2 wind-up rabbits, because wind-up rabbit is a great way to just force your opponent to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because the way to counter this deck is literally just set your shit and pass. And then just flip summon your monsters and shit. Just wait until you have an established board, and then when I can't do anything about it and wait for me to fuck up and have a monster on field, go all in and call it a day. This forces my opponent to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I can just bounce this out of the way and not have any monsters in my field, and also I just have a little 1400 beater just beating you down and shit. So that's why I run this, and it's a really good card. Really good card in this deck. And the last monsters I run in here, I run 2 card Ds, and these are German supers from Secret Forces. That is nice as fuck. This card is great because it's a +1. It pays for itself. You get 2 cards out of it. Sure, you end the battle, you end your turn, but who the fuck cares? All you need is the cards. You don't really do shit on your turn anyway. So, bam, great card. And it tributes itself out of the way, so you no longer have monsters. And if you draw into 2 of your PSY-Frame gears, then bam, you're in a really good spot. All right, and that's it for the monsters. Let's go into the spells. And mandatory, running 3 of the field spells, PSY-Frame Circuit, because this is the reason why this deck gets going. Because this card lets you synchro summon on your opponent's turn. Let me read what one of them does. If a PSY-Frame monsters is special summoned to your side of the field, except during the damage step, you can immediately, after this effect resolves, synchro summon 1 synchro monster using only PSY-Frame monsters you control. And that's the first effect. Second effect, at the start of the damage step, if a PSY-Frame monster you control battles an opponent's monster, you can discard 1 PSY-Frame monster. Your battling monster gains attack equal to the discarded monster's attack until the end of this turn. It turns all your shit into Kaloots and lets you synchro summon on your opponent's turn? Bruh, GG. That's broke. That is fucking broke. Oh my god. And that's really good because if you ever have Driver in your hand and you have one of your Omegas or Zetas on the field, you can literally just boost that dude's attack by 2500, which is fucking amazing. So you can either have 5,000 beater or a 5,300 beater. So that's fucking broke. And after that, 2 Psychic Field Zones. Psychic Field Zone is really good because it could target one of your... if you have any of your materials banished, basically, like say one of the tuners and Driver banished, let's go ahead and say Gamma and Driver are banished. Activate Field Zone. So you target both, 1 Psychic Tuner and 1 Psychic Non-Tuner that are banished, return them to the graveyard, and then special summon in defense 1 Psychic Synchro monster from your deck. And I run quite a few, so it just makes it so that I can finally reuse my drivers again from saving them from being banished, and while special summoning, synchro summoning, because it doesn't matter if they're improperly summoned, the Omega and Zeta, because they banish themselves off the field. They return, so it's not going to hinder them from hitting the field again because it doesn't matter. If they ever hit the graveyard, they just recycle themselves too. Like, I'll explain all that as soon as I get to the extra deck. Yeah, this card broke. And then Path. 2 Psychic Paths. This targets up to 2 of your Psychic monsters by paying 800 life points that are banished, and you can return them to your hand. If you ever need them back in your hand, bam, it's a great way to get them back. And then I run 2 Magic Planners because I run, I believe, 8. Yeah, I run 8 continuous traps. And the good thing about this card, it lets you draw 2. And there's 1 specific trap that if it's in the graveyard, which is called PSY-Frame Overload, except the turn it is sent to the graveyard, you can banish it during either player's turn to search for any PSY-Frame card except for itself. Pluses for days. 2 pots for consistency reasons. And then 2 terraformings to search out your field spell, because your field spell is really important. And that's it for the spells. Going into the traps now. For the traps, I have mandatory 3 PSY-Frame Overload. This card is the most broken card in this entire deck. And this is probably the reason why you would want to play this deck. Because this card is holy tits broken. Guys, what it does, I'll read to you what it does. Once per turn, you can banish 1 PSY-Frame monster from your hand or face up on your side of the field. Then target 1 card on the field. Banish it face down. And that's a permanent banish, by the way. And you cannot recycle or even attempt to interact with banished face down cards, which is broke. There's only 2 ways now to recycle face down banished cards, which is Necroface and PSY-Frame Omega. In all honesty, like, I read the card and like, holy shit, it recycles face down banished. And then after that, during either player's turn, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add one PSY-Frame card from your deck to your hand, except PSY-Frame Overload. This is fucking broken. And it's a continuous trap. You just keep on banishing their shit if they don't want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Face down. And it's just like, it really hurts the shit out of them. So this card is fucking amazing. And it sets up your plays for your fucking field zones and paths. After that, run 3 Finish Chain because monster effect negation is pretty good. And I sometimes, if I don't have the monsters I need in my hand, I can just stop them with this. And it's also, again, a Magic Planner target. And then last but not least, a tech choice that I was actually inspired by one of my buddies here. And it works out really well. And it definitely stops OTK based decks for sure. 2 Lose-A-Turns. Because why? It's like, oh, but all your shit special summons, don't you need their effects and whatnot? Well, sure, you do. But here's the thing. 9 times out of 10, you're special summoning on your opponent's turn anyway. So when it's your turn, they have their effects again. So it's a small sacrifice to pay to make it so that your opponent can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Because that's the whole point of this deck. Don't let your opponent play Yu-Gi-Oh! Essentially. You want to negate everything, you want to stop what they're doing, and bam, call it a day. So, and if you feel this is getting in the way, Magic Planner. That's why I have it. And that's it. That's the 40 card main deck right there. That's everything in the main deck. Let's go to the extra now. And starting off, I have 1 Scrap Dragon, Crimson Blader, Stardust Spark, Stardust Dragon, Black Rose Moonlight Dragon, Yazi, Clearwing, and then I have, well, that's it for like the actually no, I have a couple more. I have Overmind Archfiend. How you make this, because you look at it and it's like, but like Chainlink 1, that's a fucking level 9 monster. How the fuck are you gonna summon that? Field Zone, bruh, because this doesn't have any other, like, it's like a semi-nomi. All you gotta do is technically synchro summon it. But you can actually summon this without synchro summoning, because it doesn't have the restriction where it says must first be synchro summoned. What you do is you get a level 2 tuner in your banish zone, or Zeta, or a level 1 tuner with Omega that is banished. And then bam, put them in the graveyard, summon this in defense. That's how you do it. And this has a pretty nice effect. Basically being able to banish once per turn 1 psychic monster in your graveyard, and then if this card is sent from the field to grave, special summon as many monsters that were removed from play by this effect as possible. That's broke. And then after that, Thought Ruler Archfiend, because it's the level 8 psychic monster, and it's definitely and it protects psychic monsters, so that's fucking broke. And those are the non-PSY-Frame dudes. Then right here, I got the 2 Omegas. I would play the 3, but again, 1's an Infernoids, and you technically only really need to play 2. So, yeah. And then I got me 3 Zetas. Because Zeta is also pretty good. Like, I don't really have... I would only play 2 Zetas, but I just don't have I don't know what other monster I would place the 3rd Zeta with, so... Yeah, I play the 3 for now. And I actually just forgot that I also run this monster in here because it was hiding underneath the Zetas. Black Rose Dragon. Because you can Black Rose on your opponent's turn, which is fucking broke. Alright, that's it for the extra deck, and then I go to the side deck for you guys. 2 Rivalry of the Warlords, all your shit's psychic, so that's fucking broke against them, because this is going to be good. There's certain decks, like against Cosmo, for example, because they're psychic and machines, they're going to have to learn how to play around this, because if they don't have what they need, bam, this is going to fuck them over. 3 Mind Crushers, because Mind Crusher will always be good, so long as searching is a thing. Burial from a Different Dimension, because you can combo this to when you activate Zeta and Omega's effects, you can banish, or you can return to the graveyard the shit that you just banished on their field or in their hand, and they don't get that shit back, but you do. So that's why I run that. 3 MSTs stop the floodgates, because Mind Drain stops this deck, and Imperial Narwhal stops the deck. Well, not Imperial Narwhal, not really, but Mind Crush stops the deck. 2 more Epsilons, because sometimes if you're going against a really trap-heavy deck, you just need to negate them traps. Flying Seas to stop Xyz's heavy decks. And Lancius to stop the banishing bullshit. And this also helps you out if you don't want your shit banished either. And that's it for the deck profile. This has been PSY-Frames for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, or ideas of your own that you want to implement or let me know about, please feel free to comment down below in this comment section to let me know what you guys think about it. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed. Or I hope you guys really did enjoy the video. So I will catch y'all next time with another video, possibly either tomorrow or the day after. Probably the day after on Wednesday, because I'll be off on Wednesday from work. All right. So yeah, please like, comment, subscribe, and most of all, enjoy. This is Chainlink1 TIJS signing out, guys. Deuces.